Hi Humany viewers, it's me Carrie. So I just got out of the shower, which is why my hair is a little wet, but I just wanted to give my final thoughts about this BFDI and Inanimate Insanity tour for 2024 because it just wrapped up. This is my last day in Florida, which is the last stop on the tour, and I am flying back to my home state of California in just a couple hours. So time is of the essence. But I have the official BFDI and II t-shirt. It's kind of wrinkly because, I don't have time to full clothes. I'm just kidding. It's just that I stuffed it into my suitcase, so that's kind of how it happened. But, just 8-9 months ago, we had this dream that just seemed too big to ever possibly accomplish, which is visiting 6 cities instead of 2. I've never been on a tour before, and I am not a super big travel buff, so I didn't really know how to arrange something like this. But, thanks to Adam and his team, and just enthusiasm of everyone in the OSC wanting to help it happen. So yeah, the list of the cities was New York, Houston, Seattle, Los Angeles, Chicago, Fort Lauderdale. And each one was about a week apart. Some cities were 3 days, some were 2, and some were 1. But we made it. We made it to every city. None of them burned in a huge fireball explosion. We actually got to every city, so that's pretty cool. And I think the overall consensus I got is that everyone is just so overwhelmingly positive with just their feedback, with their thoughts about BFDI and the object show stuff. And when I did the VIP meet and greets, so many people were so generous. They just wanted to give me all their fan art, which is crazy. So I don't have all of it because some of it had to get mailed back to LA, but I do have this lovely painting. And I think that, just the kind of the creativity of all the different colors and the different mediums is quite cool. This is the stuff that I managed to fit in my backpack before it filled up, but someone made this PS5 video game for Carrie Huang. It says, hop into the adventures of Carrie Huang. Learn more about Carrie's life. Learn how he created a worldwide TV show. Ooh, well, BFDI someday may become a TV show, but right now it's just an indie animation. But it's good to have high goals like that. And find out what he did to open other people's opportunities by DSH Lane. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yeah, rated E for everyone because BFDI has, it's for kids, let's not remember the Penn Island or wrong finger joke, none of that. No, I'm kidding. Those are there's nothing behind that, it is purely coincidence. There's also a lot of people gave me these perler artworks, which I love because I think the 8-bit style of the pixels is really nice. So I'm fiery and I'm 8-bit now. So I know this is just one out of dozens I got, but also tons of bracelets. I don't know if I have any in my backpack right now. Oh, I do have some. This is just a sampling. So this one has 4. I'm 4 and I'm claymation. Claymation, that's what I'm trying to say. But these seem to be really popular amongst the OSC. This one says tennis ball because it's green just like me. Well, I'm not green right now. So thank you everyone who gave me this stuff. But yeah, I think overall, of course, every city there were hurdles and unexpected things happening. In one city, I don't know if I should actually say what happened, but certain merch trucks showed up late and we didn't know what to do, but we figured it out in the end. And overall, none of the burdens or hurdles were enough to destroy the event. Pretty much every fan who wanted to come see the event and bought a ticket was able to come into the theater and watch those 2 episodes. By the way, I know a lot of people are probably watching this curious when BFDI A14 is going to come out. I want to say that the range is going to come out is in the next, or starting in 1 to 3 days. That's the range that we're going for right now. Sometime over the weekend. And the reason we're doing that is because we're trying to do a last round of improvements to the episode, because there's the one that we showed in the meetups, but we sort of watched what people's reactions to the meetup was and kind of took notes on what we could do to make it slightly better before the YouTube release. They're very small edits, small tweaks of framing and all that. But I wanted to do that also, since I'm still in Florida, and it's Thursday, it's I wanted to enjoy my time in Disney World. I hadn't been there in 18 years. I think the last time I was in Disneyland was in 2005 or something. So, I got to see some cool rides. I'm not a big roller coaster guy, so I didn't want to ride the super scary ones, Rock and Roller Coaster or something. It was 60 miles per hour in the dark. I don't want to do that stuff, but we did do a ton of cool Star Wars rides. The Slinky Dog ride and then what else was there? Oh, there's this cool new ride that was just opened a few years ago called Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and I really recommend that ride. I don't want to spoil what happens, but I feel you can't go in with any expectations. They're gonna defy your expectations. So be ready. It's not a scary ride, so if you don't like roller coasters like me, you'll still enjoy it. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to for the past week, just kind of relaxing, but also, kind of being a tourist in the Florida location. Oh yeah, and then also I got this foldy. Someone crocheted a lavender foldy from BFB, and it has a yoyo. This isn't yoyo cake. This is just the cake at steak cake as a button. And well, I think crochet is a really difficult skill. Like I've heard from people who say that like pretty much every other type of making fabric has been automated by machines, but crochet is the one type where it really requires human finesse. Like there's too much dexterity involved to automate it. So I'm really happy someone probably spent like hours making this foldy, and now I have it. Yay! So yeah, it's just like this kind of, just knowing that like the fandom is spending like hundreds of hours making stuff for me, and then they just give it to me and now I have it. It's very heartwarming. But I guess like so a few things about other stuff I recorded at the meetup. So I think in total there were around 15,000 participants, people who had tickets who came to one of all the 22 shows. So we had 6 cities, and then like there's 1, 2, or 3 days per city, but each day would have 2 shows, a morning show and an evening show. So if you multiply it all out, it comes to 22 shows. On average, each one had like a little under 1,000 people. So that comes to about 15,000 people who got to watch the episodes early. And then the VIP meet and greet was like maybe a sixth of that, so around 2,000 people. That means we had to have conversations with 2,000 OSC artists, creators, watchers, viewers, and have like, it's more than just like seeing them in the audience or just like saying hi. We got to have a full-on conversation with them from all over the country, and I think that is something that has never happened before. Like even the 2022 meetup, which was chaotic and crazy, we did not get to have in-depth conversations with this many people. So I learned a lot more. Like a lot of people are just starting their own object shows. Like sometimes there'll be like kids who are like 9 or 10 years old, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was watching SpongeBob when I was 9 or 10, and they're like, I'm creating my own object show, and I'm like, wow, these kids are ambitious, So like I probably heard about like hundreds of object shows over the course of this meetup. What else was? Oh yeah, I also for like about 3/4 of the VIP meet and greets, I put my camera, like phone camera, really far back in the theater and recorded a time lapse of everyone walking by. I think it would be cool to make a compilation of all those VIP meet and greets, just because like you get a sense of just the energy of the room, what the venues looked like, kind of. Also, a lot of people did cosplay. Like I still feel like when Michael and I created a show of talking objects, we were like, oh my god, this is so different from humans. Like I don't know if anyone's gonna click with this, but I probably saw at least 100 people cosplaying as characters. A lot of people doing like II characters like Test Tube and Fan and like Bot, but also like a lot of people doing BFDI characters like Pin. Pin was a pretty popular one. Flower was a popular one. 4 and X always were popular ones. And I feel like it's funny because unlike, shows that involve humans where you can just kind of look at the TV show and see what the human's supposed to look like, you have to be very creative with your cosplay of objects, because you have to somehow take something that doesn't fit on a human form and put it on your human body. Like one of them was like black hole. Someone was a black hole cosplay, and this is literally like a sphere, a ball of incredibly high mass in outer space, and somehow you have to figure out how that you're gonna like wear a black hole. Like you have to find a very resourceful, innovative way to make it work. So I just think I applaud all the cosplayers out there. I've rarely done cosplay myself, and I think every time I do cosplay, it is a joke. Oh, I also went swimming in Florida. I have these really lovely, fashionable cat swimming trunks. I mean, I don't know if this is tacky or fashionable, but I'm a cat person, I have 2 cats at home, so I feel like I just had to buy this. Yay! But yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else I should say. I do think that like this is almost the limit of how long these tours can be, though, because 6 weeks is like a week and a half, or a month and a half, that's about all of summer, or like maybe half of summer. So I definitely I was definitely excited to like do a vacation trip thing that was like longer than anything I'd ever done in my life, but I definitely don't think it could be like 10 weeks. Like I feel like, when I hear about Taylor Swift's Eras tour and how it's going on for like 2 years, maybe like a year and a half, I just feel like that, how did she, like when is her break, like how does she have the energy to go on stage and sing really loud and then do it again the next day and the next day? Like I think for me, I needed those week-long breaks in the middle to just kind of, relax, recuperate, and figure out what I'm going to say for the next one. Like, oh, like one of them was like I crawled on my hands once in LA to walk on stage or crawl on stage, and I accidentally like crawled on my thumbs and I scratched them up pretty bad, and like it's like 2 weeks later, so they've healed, but like I can't really show you anything, but it was like right here that I had a big cut, and I think I am happy that like I had a good week where I would just like not use my thumb, and like I didn't have to do anything extravagant. It would just heal. Like sleeping is the best medicine. That's what I have to say. But yeah, like, you know, Adam, Michael, and I were from the US, so it's like we know the US is the best. I don't want to make any promises about like doing meetups in other places like around the world. I would love to, but I don't know how to like get visas to like go to other countries. It's difficult. But I think that like if other people host meetups in other countries, I will show up if my schedule is free, of course. Because I know like a lot of fans came from like Canada and other countries like Singapore, Sweden, South America. That's not a country, of course. Like Argentina, Brazil, Chile. Like we heard it all. It was crazy. Yeah, and I think that like overall, I'm just happy that, well, it happened. Like regardless of anything, like when we're old 50 years from now, we can reminisce about like how we actually pulled this off. Yeah, so I think this video's 11 minutes now, and I do not want to be late for my flight. I know it is like a cliche for YouTubers to be like, I have 5 seconds until my plane leaves, and I'm gonna do a get ready with me. I'm gonna put some makeup on before I run out and catch my plane in 5 seconds. I don't want to do that, but at some point I do have to leave for my like flight. But in case you're curious, this is what my last Airbnb looks like. Ooh, Rubik's Cube. I solved it. See, it's solved. Guys, future Carrie here, but I'm at the airport. But before I go, I wanted to give thanks to the staff, the crew, the tour management, and also the people who were running the venues, because we went to 6 different states, right? So we got to meet 6 different venue crews, and all of you were super helpful in doing things like manning the merch lines, you know, making sure the front door for the fans to come in was like well organized and there was no like stampeding. It was all safe. And I think a lot of people were just like really open to the idea of object shows. Like a lot of these people are adults in their like 40s, 50s, 60s who had no idea what BFDI was, but some of you were willing to like watch a few episodes beforehand to get to know what was happening, and that just is so heartwarming to hear. But it's also things like, you know, handing microphones to us like before we're about to go on stage, or giving us like 5-minute, 10-minute calls, or even like when I said, oh, I want a time lapse of our VIP meet and greet, they would help me like move the tripod out to the back, or like help me structure everything right. So they really stepped up above and beyond to make this very niche, unconventional event happen. So thank you, tour manager, staff, or like, yeah, people manning the merch tables. Honestly, like you were the MVPs, because there were like thousands of merch items to be sold. But also I was like backstage for most of it, so I didn't see most of it happen, but like I was totally aware that like you guys are the ones that made this all possible. Like I was sitting in the green room preparing my lines, you know, all that. So I don't know, I just feel like this is sort of like a giant machine with like thousands or maybe like dozens of gears turning that are all working together. I'm just one small part of it. You guys are also a big part of it too. So we all turned our gears together and made the machine work. So thank you. Yeah, before I go, I just wanted to show you, this is my final Airbnb of the tour. There were like 6 or 7 Airbnbs and hotels we were in each state. I mean, this is the bathroom, not super interesting. Yeah, again, I was just in there showering, and you know, oh, there's the fan art. I don't think I need to do like a tour of the entire place, because that's not what you came for. That clock doesn't change, by the way. Like it's always stuck at 3:10. That's an interesting time. It's giving me very steampunk vibes, you know, with the like cogs and the wheels, maybe very factory vibes. But yeah, I want to wrap up this video soon. So I just want to say again, thank you for all your positivity and just bringing creativity and artwork into these meetups. Like, I think the meetups would be a lot less interesting if it was just us showing the episodes to you and nothing else in return. Like, I feel like the fact that we show you a little bit of art, a little bit of storytelling, and then you show us a little bit of storytelling makes it kind of this mutual symbiosis, you know? Like, we both get to enjoy a little bit of each other's, like, how each other's brains work. Like, again, a lot of people mentioned their object shows. They kind of explained, like, how they're inspired and, like, what parts of their life went into their object shows. Like, someone said, like, oh, I'm really into geography, so I'm making an object show called Country Objects, and there's like 10 objects battling, but each one is a country flag. And I was like, wow, I'm a geography nerd too, but you know, I guess I didn't get so into geography that I memorized every country and their flag, so that's why I did simple objects. But like, I love to see the geography enthusiasts making their objects. So it was like kind of that way of adding their personal touch is really cool. But before I end this video for real, I just want to, you know, again, this is not the only fan art there was. There was a lot more. But like, thank you to the people who made these. These are the ones that fit in my backpack. And yeah, I just think I'm so lucky to have people who watch BFDI, like Michael and I never thought 14, 15 years ago that people would be painting X on a poster. Wait, that didn't sound like X. No one thought that X would be painted on a poster because X didn't even know his value. And why would you paint a character who is in an existential crisis? That's not someone who needs to be painted. Wait, but X did find out his value, and now he's 7 and... So I can't do this anymore. So he can be painted, yay! Yeah, pretty cool. Again, like, I think I will upload more footage of the meetups in the days or weeks to come. And again, BFDI 14 is coming in 1 to 3 days, somewhere in that range. But I just wanted to make this kind of very authentic, I don't know, behind-the-scenes-esque video of my own thoughts of the meetups before it was, like, too long, like, too far in the future where I had forgotten. Just that, like, I feel just one of the luckiest people in the YouTube space to, you know, have been doing this for so long and still have an audience, but like an audience that gives so much back, you know? They're not just viewers, they're creators. Okay, now I'm going to head out. So thank you so much. Bye, Objectal Community, Humany viewers, Carrie KH viewers, Cube Roll viewers, Jack and Jelly viewers, Zach Bone Productions viewers, Lazy KH viewers, Fernozzle viewers, and viewers of every object channel in the world, universe, ever. Bye!